Hey guys, and welcome back to another Doctor Who action figure review. So, I had an interesting idea. Now, I thought what I would do as a little trial, really, for a series is I've already filmed the Claws of Axos and Seeds of Doom video. If you guys haven't seen that, please go check it out. But I thought I would start a series where I go back and look at some older Doctor Who sets. Now, this series is entirely dependent on you guys. We will see how this video does, and if it doesn't get, I'm going to say if it gets at least 100 views, then I will carry it on. If it doesn't, then sadly, it's probably not something I will carry on with. However, let's give it a go. So, these two sets were a part of the older B&M wave. As you can see, they have the superior packaging in every single way. We have the 1970s collector's set. Now, this is the re-release because it does have the banana-coloured Brigadier, the Doctor who actually has trousers, and, well, the Auton is exactly the same. And we do have the 12th Doctor collector's figure set, or really it should be called the Series 10 collector figure set, from, 2018. So this set was released in 2018. This set originally was as well, but it was re-released in 2019. This is the re-released version, because I wanted a proper version of this Doctor and, well, yeah, just some other figures, but we'll get onto that shortly. So, I know most people will probably know what these sets are. You've probably already seen reviews of them, but hey, I just thought it's something different. It'll shake things up a bit, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. So without any further ado, let's get on to the first set. So I think the best thing to do is start off appropriately with the 70s set, taking a look at the massively superior packaging compared to the crap that we have today. You have this lovely diamond star-filled effect. As you can see, you have the various colours of, what do they call them? Constellation, is it? Or the gases in space, someone will have to remind me. But yeah, you have these stars, you have this really, really nice blend of colours. Like, look how much this stands out compared to the packaging that we have now. We have the original, the proper Doctor Who logo, as well as the 70s collector's figure set. Includes the 4th Doctor, the Brigadier, and an Auton. Very strange combination of figures there. It probably would have made more sense for a 3rd Doctor, but I don't know. On the top, you also have the same, as well as character online sticker. On the sides, you have a rough promotional images of the figures, as well as on the back. No description, because they didn't bother with this back then. And then exact same on this side. Interestingly enough, the Brigadier image that they've used is actually the original Brigadier. They haven't bothered to update the colour. And then on the bottom, you just have a load of legal stuff. So let's get these guys out the box. Okay, so here are the figures. So we'll start off with the Auton, because I just feel as though he's the most playing. Now, this Auton is apparently from Terror of the Autons, when that is not correct at all. This is actually a Spearhead from Space Auton that has just been given grey overalls instead of blue, and has actually been moulded in a much more plasticky plastic, which I really, really like, because it does give it a much more shiny look and accentuate the fact that he is a plastic man. So I will give them credit for that. They've given him a slight wash around the eyes just to darken them, which I really do like. And yeah, you got all the creases and the details of things. If you have the original Captain Jack Harkness figure, you will know immediately what this body is. They have actually bothered to paint the shoes silver, which really does surprise me. But aside from that, there is practically no detail at all, other than in the sculpt. They haven't painted any of the buttons, they haven't painted the buckle, and even where the hand opens, they haven't painted the cable or any of the dials. They've just decided to paint it blue. I'm surprised that they even painted the gun silver, to be quite honest. I understand that these were budget sets. You know, these were only about, I think they were 16 quid. compared to the 20 quid that we see in the sets now, so the figures were noticeably cheaper, but I thought this was actually a great set, you know, value for money and all that. So it's a nice Auton, you know, it's not bad, it's good for army building, I suppose. Because I got the original set and the re-release, I do have two of these guys, so yeah, it's just a shame that it isn't really from Terror of the Autons, because they didn't really have faces, so I don't know, character, like, could you not have just sculpted a bland head? Like, you know, all it would have been is literally, I don't even think they had ears. I think it was literally just a very basic looking no feature head. So I don't know, but it is what it is. I look at it as a spearhead from Space Auton. That's just me. So sticking with the theme of this body, I will do the articulation. It's exactly the same on both bodies because it's the same body. The arms can do the full 360. They can bend 90 degrees. You've got a 360 rotation at the hand. The legs can kick forward not very far. You have a 90-degree bend at the knee. You have a full rotation at the waist, but it's quite stiff on mine. And you can move the head from side to side. Very, very basic articulation because this body is extremely old. It was, you know, it was released way back in 2006. So it is a very old body. But it's a body that I actually like. I like its simpleness, and I think it works well for a lot of characters. I know I'm actually praising character. Who'd have thought? So here we have the re-release. Here we have the original for comparison. Now, I am just going to say right now, I prefer the original. I think the grey, this kind of beigeish grey colour, is what he's supposed to look like. I think this banana colour looks horrible. It looks ridiculous. However, what I will say is, I massively, massively prefer the updated head. There's something about the paint apps with this one compared to the original. I'm not sure what they've done, but he looks more dead in this version, and it's really, really strange. Something that I am picking up on, though, especially when putting the figures side by side, is this figure's head is slightly bigger than this one, and I've no idea why. I'm not sure if you guys can pick up on that. This head seems slightly squished. I'm not sure what's going on there. It could just be a factory problem. However, for the most part, the details are exactly the same. They both have this little red stripe. They both have rough insignia on these little collar pieces. And they both have this very weird checkered pattern here, which I think is meant to represent the badges. Sculpt is exactly the same, as I said. It really is just this banana colour. And I think the face, the eyes have been painted better, and I think the hair is more of a brown than just a straight black. So that really is the only real difference. Whichever one you guys prefer is entirely personal preference, but for me, I prefer the original one. But it is nice to have two of these because this guy is displayed with my Jon Pertwee figures, and this guy is displayed with my Troughton figures as an invasion brigadier. So lastly, on to the Talons of Weng-Chiang, 4th Doctor. Now, he was the reason I picked up this set, if I'm being honest, because he has actual trousered legs. So for those of you who don't know the controversy, the original version of this figure that came with this figure had the boots Pertwee figure. So he was wearing Wellingtons kind of thing, these boots that would come right the way up to here. And they painted the trousers over the boots, and it made the bottoms of his legs look really thin, and it was just so weird and so off-putting. You know, it was really irritating that they did that. Also, they didn't bother to paint the collars, which they have done here, which is really nice. Also, the waist colour, the waistcoat colour, and I think the tie colour is different. Overall, this is the superior variant. However, when I picked up this set, the overcoat was painted horribly and the head was squished just like he was, and I've no idea why, but he looked ridiculous. His head was just completely squished, and his face looked really off-putting. I wish I'd found it so I could show you guys, but what I decided to do was remove the original head and clip it on this body, and also take the original cloak and put it on this body. So this is actually a hybrid between the older set that I got and this current set. I've put the head of the older set on this body and also the cloak from the older set on this body to create, I suppose, the ultimate Talons of Weng-Chiang 4th Doctor. Now, if you don't know what this figure is, it is basically a 3rd Doctor body with a 4th Doctor head on it, and they've tried to paint gloves, but really they are just the hands. You can even see the fingernails, they've just painted them grey. That's a little annoying, but there you go. So in terms of articulation, if with the cloak on he can't do the full 360, he does have bicep articulation, 90-degree bend at the elbow, 360 at the hand. You can move the head from side to side, but don't force it because you don't want to scratch the paint off. Really good head sculpt as well, very nice paint. I do really like this head sculpt of Tom Baker. It does look very much like him. You do have waist swivel, the legs can kick forward really far, which is nice. You have a rotation at the top of the leg and a 90-degree bend on the knee. So, yeah, good articulation, really nice figure. I love the Talons of Weng-Chiang. I really need to try and get hold of Magnus Greel and Mr. Sin to go along with this figure, because those figures are very pricey and very difficult to get. So overall, what do I think of the 70s set? Really like it. I wouldn't give it any more than a 7. It's not really something that I would be crying tears for missing out on. However, the inclusion of a 70s Brigadier, another Spearhead from Terror of the Autons Auton for the collection is nice, and the highlight of the set is definitely the Talons of Weng-Chiang 4th Doctor. So now taking a look at the 12th Doctor set. The packaging is exactly the same as I've previously shown off, so I'm not going to waste time going through it in detail. There are the figures on the back. There are the figures in the window. Very simple, really. Let's get them open. And so here we have the 12th Doctor set out of her box. So we're going to start off with Missy because she is by far the most irritating figure. Appearance-wise, she's a very nice figure. The head sculpt does look like Michelle Gomez, but I just feel as though the paint applications aren't as strong as they could be. Her head does have very good motion though, which is nice. I really like her purple dress. You can definitely tell that this is the Series 10 version of Missy. And you do also have this black lining around the dress. Nice sculpting details of the dress marks and even on the skirt. You've got the high heel boots, which make her extremely difficult to stand. And yes, she is wearing knickers for all you perverts out there. Here, I have actually been able to get her to stand really well, but I must say there are times where she is a nightmare. She has had the burgundy gloves painted, although they are just her hands. You can see the fingernails, I believe, so yeah. But that's okay, it's very difficult to notice. Articulation, she can bring her arms right the way up. Very good range of motion there. She has a full 360 at the bicep, as well as a full 360 at the elbow. Very, very strange. Haven't really seen that before. 90-degree bend at the elbow, a full 360 at the hand. So quite good motion for the arms. You can move the head from side to side. Don't force it though, because you will scratch the paint off. You can also rotate the waist. Her legs do actually move inside there, but I'm not going to move them because I have finally gotten her into a position where she can stand. When I first took her out the box, she just kept falling over, so that's something to keep in mind. Basically, Mary Poppins the figure, so yeah. Not really too much to say. She's not really one of my favourite masters. I wasn't really going out of my way to get her as a figure, but this set provided her, so there you go. Now taking a look at Bill Hey Did You Know I Was Lesbian Potts, because that's all she ever goes on about. She does have a full 360 at the shoulder, but just be careful because her enormous hair will scratch the paint off. She has a full rotation at the bicep, 90-degree bend at the elbow, full rotation at this very sexy waist. Leg can come forward barely any because of the sculpt. 90-degree bend at the knee, and a full rotation at these enormous trainer boots, or whatever they're supposed to be. I could be caught dead in those. And you can also twist her head right the way around, as she is practically bare, and there is nothing really blocking it, to be honest. Her bow has been included in her hair, however, the paint apps are extremely sloppy and bleed into the actual hair, which is a shame. Overall, though, I really do like the sculpting. It's got a nice brown and black wash in there just to accentuate the details. The shirt is a little messy. It could have been done better, but it does reflect what she wore very well. I really do like the jeans. They've been given this nice lighter blue wash over the dark blue to really give them that jeans look. The creases have been done very well as the boots, which are blue and white and even have a nice little brown wash over them. I massively prefer this figure to the one they included in the re-release, because for some reason they gave her black shoes, which I really didn't like. So it's nice that I've been able to pick up the original 2018 version of the set. Very good job on the face. It does look like Pearl Mackie, which is nice, although I do think Pearl Mackie is very pretty, and I don't think the figure does her as much justice as it should. But the eyes have been painted very nicely, there's no bleeds or anything, and I do like the look that they've given her, so very nice figure. And lastly, the 12th Doctor. Now, if you own any other 12th Doctor figure, you will immediately know what to expect. Mostly it's incorrect. This version of him is supposed to have a waistcoat, but they just didn't bother because budget, you know. You can rotate the head from side to side. You can bring the arms out, rotate at the bicep, bend at the elbow. Sorry guys, I'm getting so bored doing this. Rotation at the waist. Well, they've even painted his belt there, that's nice. You can bring the leg forward. Why you'd want to do that, I have no idea. You can rotate it, bend it back, and you do have a rotation at the boot. How nice is that? So, yeah, very standard. I must admit, this is probably my favourite 12th Doctor figure. I love the lighter hair that they've given him. It's really, really nice. I love the red coat as well as the white shirt. It has a very Jon Pertwee kind of look, which is why I think I do like it. However, him missing the waistcoat is extremely annoying because it just makes the look very inaccurate. And also, this is the wrong Capaldi sculpt, because by series 10 he had very what do they call him? I've forgotten his name. This is how dead I am this morning. Einstein, that's it, yeah. I was going to call him Frankenstein. Yeah, he has very Einstein hair, you know, very frizzy and all over the place. So yeah, this is the Series 9 Capaldi sculpt, so it's not really entirely accurate. So really what you have here is more of a Heaven Sent 12th Doctor. Is it Heaven Sent? Does he not wear this costume at some point in Series 9? I'm not sure. But yeah, it is meant to be the Series 10 version when it obviously isn't. So, you know, because he has no waistcoat and the head sculpt is wrong. But I still think it is a very nice 12th Doctor figure all the same. So overall, what do I think of this set? I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Not really figures that I'd have been crying my eyes out if I missed out on, but it was very nice to have them. I picked these up from a B&M store right the way down in Devon in 2020. Yes, this set came out in 2018, and I picked it up from a B&M. Granted, it was practically in the middle of nowhere, but I picked it up from a B&M in 2020. Yeah, so I think that just about says everything you need to know about the popularity of this set. I do actually like these figures, and it's nice to have them on the shelves for completionist's sake, so I will give it that. But yeah, nothing remarkable, but not bad either. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. As I said, this is really just trying something different. I want to see if maybe this video can kick off, maybe get a couple of views here and there. As I said, if it gets less than 100 views within, say, 2 weeks, then I won't be carrying on this series. I know a lot of people say that, you know, you should do YouTube for fun, but quite honestly, with university work and everything that I'm doing at the moment, I just don't have the time. So yeah, I had this idea. I thought you guys might enjoy this, so please let me know down in the comments below, did you enjoy it? You know, leave a like on the video if you want to, and share. and subscribe. So thank you ever so much for watching this review, guys. Stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.